Hey guys, cybercdh here. Hope you're doing really good. Well, today's video is super special because this is a celebration video of reaching 25,000 YouTube subscribers, which I'm so overwhelmed and I'm really impressed at, and I'm so grateful to the amazing community that has grown and developed with me from almost 4 years ago to the day. So I'm super excited to share this video with you. I just wanted to talk to you about how the channel's going, maybe rewind a little bit and look at how it started, talk about the highs and some of the lows, but then also maybe just give you a bit more background as well, share with you a little insight into my home office lab studio tour here. Also, for whatever reason, I think it's going to be a good idea to put myself through the excruciating process of doing a reaction video to my first ever upload here on YouTube as well. Also going to talk to you a little bit about what's next for my channel, some of the content that I have coming up in the very near future. Also, stick around to the end because I'll be shouting out some of the people that have really inspired me and continue to inspire me and influence me in the industry and on YouTube as well. So stick around for that and definitely check those people out. And then also I'll give you my 3 top tips to get started with content creation on YouTube, especially in the InfoSec arena as well. So again, stick around for that. And I guess, well, let's dive into it. Okay, so let's talk about why I started the channel in the first place. It seems like such a long time ago now, 4 years, and I was doing a very different job back then as well. I was primarily handling malware on a day-to-day basis, reverse engineering malware in a very large financial organization, and my day-to-day role was all about reverse engineering and solving really complex problems. And I was surrounded by people who just love sharing their knowledge, and that kind of inspired me to share my own knowledge as well. And so I started putting together some very basic content on how to analyze particular samples that I found interesting. And I think what often content creators find is that generally when you realize that you find something interesting and you have a grasp on the particular topic and you can share that quite easily with others, then it makes for really good viewing for other people, because people kind of learn and grow from your own knowledge, even if you don't think it's something that's useful for others to know about, if that makes any sense. But anyway, that's kind of the reason why I started. I have a passion for sharing and inspiring others to break into the industry, and also once you're in the industry, kind of upskill and progress. I find malware analysis really fascinating. I love the tricks that bad guys use, and they're always inventing new ways to break through security controls and perimeters, and also make the life of a security analyst really difficult. And so I like to showcase some of that, and I just really kind of focus on stuff that I find interesting, and hopefully others find that interesting as well. So let's talk about some of the highs. Well, definitely the number one high from running a channel on YouTube is the community that builds and grows around you. So you lovely people, the subscribers who like and watch and comment on my videos, really means a lot to me and has really helped me grow and develop as a person. And that's one of the key things I've taken from this whole experience so far, is that it's great to share things with the industry because you get so much back from the industry as well. And if more people contribute to the community by way of their knowledge in blog posts, in videos, in whatever it may be, then that really helps people break into the industry, learn stuff, and also progress in their own career as well. Some of the lows though, let's talk about this because it's crazy really that there's so little of it, but when you get some of the comments that really kind of strike a nerve with you, they resonate with you in your brain, and they kind of feed the imposter syndrome. You know, when you put together some content, a video, and you do your preparation for that video and you pull things together and you spend a bit of time doing some analysis and working out what would be interesting for people to know about and setting up your recording and blah blah, whatever it may be, and then you put it out there to the world and you're kind of showcasing your work, and then somebody downvotes it or comments with something that isn't particularly nice. And I've had a few of them over the years, not many, I'll say that, but when I do get them, they do make me realize that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and constructive feedback is perfectly acceptable, and I take it because I want feedback in all shapes and sizes. I don't take anything personally whatsoever. I definitely don't take myself too seriously on YouTube, so I'm really grateful for people just spending the time to take out of their day and comment to me and stuff, but really just focus on the positives, because in my experience everything has been super positive. 99.999% of all of the interactions I have on YouTube, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, etc., are extremely positive, with people being very grateful to the content that myself and others like me put out into the community, and that just keeps me going, keeps me wanting to produce more content. Okay, so why don't we just take a little bit of a tour around my home office lab here, just show you the kind of kit that I use and the setup that I've got, that I've built up over the years, and just talk you through some of the stuff that I've got going on here. You may find this interesting, but if you don't, then feel free to skip ahead to the time code of interest. But for those of you who are, let's get going. Okay, so here we've got the view behind me. This is my golden throne. I love the natural light from the window above it. I sit, chill, listen to podcasts here. Also, I've got a little bit of a gaming setup where I've got my Google Stadia, also my spare MacBook Pro, which is something I use with my little boy. We play some Minecraft on it. We do a little bit of streaming with his friends as well. Here we've got my amateur radio station. Some of you know that I'm a licensed ham radio operator. I really like to get into QRP-CW on HF. For the amateur radio amongst you, you'll know exactly what that means. But here's some of my equipment for HF and VHF. Also, here's my kind of networking cabinet, and where I just generally shove things out of the way. And you can see some stinky old PCs here, and I generally just keep these for nostalgic purposes. They're one of the first PCs that I ever made. I've got my 24-port switch in here, got some CCTV stuff going on, and also some power supply things, and the cable management is not great, hence the reason why I've left the door closed. You can see got a bit of storage next to my desk as well. And here is what I'm looking at when I'm recording. You can see I've got some foam panels on the wall to help with any kind of audio reflection and dampening. I use the Canon M50 vlogger kit for the camera. You can just see it above the monitors there on the left. And I use the Shure SM7B microphone. I've got a couple of nice lights, which I got off Amazon pretty cheap as well. And I love the pictures behind the desk as well. People who really inspire me. Obviously, Senna, Biggie Smalls and Steve Jobs. Very different walks of life, but very influential in their fields. And the Team Secret Labs chair as well, which is a very new addition to the home office. So that's what I'm rocking. So any questions or any more details on the kit, then feel free to comment below and let me know what you're running as well. Okay, we've reached the point in the video that I've been least looking forward to, which is when I'm going to do a quick reaction video to my first ever upload on YouTube, just to kind of celebrate it somehow. I don't know, but this is going to be really painful. So I guess without further ado, let's just get it over and done with. Anyway, here it is. Here is the first video that I ever uploaded to YouTube. And first off, what I would look at when I watch other people's videos, I'm sure I'm not the only person here, I like to look at what people inadvertently give away. And you can see that I shared my bookmarks bar, for example, and it's always interesting to see what people call their folders, or you know, what kind of stuff that they've got in their shortcuts and things like that. And so I tend not to show this kind of noise anymore, and in fact I'm a little bit more organized in how I do things. Also as well, the time and the day is displayed, and it's something again I'm quite conscious of, to try and make videos a little bit more timeless, but also when I edit them as well, that you don't want to see the times kind of jump around a bit when I'm chopping and changing videos. But these videos I never used to edit at all. I used to record them all in one hit, and you know, there's no fancy kind of editing in here, but they're pretty bad really in terms of quality. But you know, at this point it's all about the content, I guess. Proceeding.
Hey guys, Colin here. We're going to take a look at a JavaScript app.
I get complaints about my audio now. How can people not complain about my audio back then? It's pretty crazy. Do you know what? I've instantly heard it already. I go when I start a sentence, and it drives me bonkers when I listen to it, and I cut it out in Final Cut Pro now. It just drives me bonkers when I hear that. Also, I say a lot in this video.
Downloader, which I found pretty interesting. You can find the sample on VT. Here it is.
It's so terrible, it's so cringy.
It's got some current detection with antivirus already, just because of the malicious properties that are within the file, and also what it downloads. This particular sample, at the time of my
that's like 20 errors by now, but anyway, I'll stop pointing them out to you, because it's even more annoying that I'm pointing them out to you.
Analysis was downloading an Emotet InfoStealer sample, but we're just going to focus on the JavaScript downloading capability within the file. This is some real quick analysis which you can do from a code analysis standpoint, which is very useful for you to verify what you might be seeing from a behavioral analysis point of view. So you might just get this piece of JavaScript and execute it within your malware lab, but actually it's always good to
just like get on with it. You know what I mean? Get on with it. Stop explaining bullshit. And it's funny because these videos, a lot of the comments I get are about people saying, like, it's great and refreshing that you're just diving straight into the content. And I get loads of comments like that. But actually, I feel like I'm watching this back thinking, God, just get on with it, man.
To cross-check from a code analysis point of view that what you're seeing in your lab is actually what the code is designed to do, or its full capabilities. You might see some network indicators, but not all from a behavioral point of view. So hopefully this analysis will be of benefit to you to extract all of the malicious indicators that were intended. So this one was... All
right, it's pretty slow, so we might skip forward soon enough. By the way, there are much easier ways of analysing this code and jump into the pertinent stuff that's not noise. And I did a video on it. It's called the matching bracket method. And really, all you do, you can see here on the screen, you get this open curly brace. If you press Control and M, you'll jump to the close of the for loop, and so then you can work out like what stuff is in between is interesting code. Anyway, proceeding.
The initial value here is 0, goes right up to the length of stops just before it hits the length of the string VQ. And then also jumps in steps of WRKG, and we can see what that is, and that's been defined to the integer value 2. So in steps of 2, it's going to iterate over the length of our string. So that's pretty interesting. So it's obviously going to perform some kind of iteration through the string, and we can work out exactly what that's doing. Let's have a look at our big long variable string again and see where else that's being referenced in the code. And actually we can see we're in some indented code here, and it's being referenced in this variable PHMMSDMS. And that's a substring being taken of our big long string. So through each iteration of the loop here, it's being passed to the substring as the starting point. We're going to get the length 2. So we're going to take the next 2 characters on each on each iteration of the loop. We're going to grab the next 2 characters, then the next 2 characters, then the next 2 characters of our big long string. So we're plucking them out in pairs.
It's so funny when you look back and watch this kind of stuff. I feel like I've never seen this sample before in my life, and this used to be stuff I dealt with day in, day out. This kind of JavaScript I would probably analyze in 5 minutes flat when I was working day to day on this kind of stuff. And I look at it now thinking, this is brand new. I've never seen the sample before, but it's crazy, isn't it, when you look back on stuff that you've done previously. Anyway, it's not bad analysis. I'm following along, so maybe I did a good. I might even give myself a like. Who knows?
That's probably indicative that it's going to be treated as hexadecimal. So let's have a look and see where else this particular variable is being referenced. And we can see actually it's being put through the parseInt routine, which is going to take the string, and it's going to get told to treat it as base 16, and then return the integer value into this particular variable here. So we're going to grab a substring of length 2, treat it as base 16 or hexadecimal, and give us the integer value of that. Put it into the variable ZUUDN, and we'll have a look and see where that's being referenced. And we can see here that particular value is going to be XORed with.
Little tip there as well, to be fair, you could probably just Control and F for the caret symbol, whatever it's called, the XOR symbol in JavaScript. You're always looking at XOR routines, any kind of text encoding, it's usually XOR, so just jump to that.
Another value, PDN. So let's have a look and see what PDN is going to be, or where that's going to be referenced. And we can see up here again, that's going to be that's the product of a string QPCI, which is being passed into parseInt. Again, it's being told to treat it as base 16. So let's have a look at QPCI, and we can see that QPCI is a substring of another variable called QT. Again, it's another variable which is being extracted.
Also, I keep jumping in on myself here because I'm almost getting ahead of myself, but the % symbol is the modulo symbol. That's really what you want to focus on as well, because that's likely going to be the key, the XOR key, because the modulo side of things will be how the key wraps around itself. Anyway, I'm getting into analysis. I'm meant to be doing a reaction, not the analysis. So pipe down, Colin. Get on with it.
Or iterated over in chunks of 2. So we're going to get 2 characters from the string QT. Let's have a look and see what QT is. And we can see here that's actually a pretty short string, and then so we're going to get a substring of length 2 from QT. We're going to get a substring of length 2 from our big long string that we're interested in, and we're going to XOR them together and treat the values as integers, and then probably do something with them. So
probably do something with them. Great analysis there, Colin. Thank you for those amazing insights. Yeah, code's probably going to do something with them.
pop up to the user with a custom error message, probably so the user doesn't think that there's anything too fishy going on in the background, that something did actually happen, or maybe didn't happen, that was maybe benign, or there's some error generated. So yeah, that's all good fun. So definitely worth doing. These are the network indicators you need from this particular sample in order to protect your environment in full. Could be that from a behavioral point of view, that first off you execute the JavaScript in a live environment. So with internet access, and you actually only see the first hit to this URL, but don't see any others. You could also try disabling your network adapter as well, which would mean that you get all of the malicious properties out of it. But also good just to cross-check it from a code analysis point of view to make sure that actually what you're seeing in your virtualized environment is actually what the code is designed to do as well.
Oh, I think that was actually a hiccup. So I've ticked off every checklist of bodily noises almost that I could produce there. Anyway.
So I hope you find that useful, and we'll take more deep dives on different samples again in different videos. Okay, thanks. Hey guys.
Well, I nearly played it again. That would be even worse. But, well, there you go. It wasn't overly hideous, but hideous enough. And anyway, I'm glad we've got through this portion of the video. Okay, so let's talk about what is next for the channel. What kind of stuff have I got coming up in the very near future? Well, there's lots of room that I want to grow and develop in this space, and I definitely want to do some like product reviews, and whether that's hardware products and also some of the software that we use within the industry as well, and do some testing and just kind of showcase how they perform against real world scenarios. Also, I'll carry on doing some of the stuff that I've recently started, which is the reaction videos to major events such as SolarWinds or the Hafnium and the Microsoft Exchange stuff, that kind of thing. I do like that kind of news reporting element of being on YouTube and giving kind of overviews of situations as well, which is quite good. I'm also definitely going to get some really cool people who I admire within the industry and also from across YouTube in general onto the channel. Hopefully do some interviews and share some top tips, and also get some tips and guidance and stuff like that they want to share with you guys as well. I love a bit of threat intelligence, and I really love, at the moment, I'm just heavily into analysis of phishing infrastructure, for example, and pulling out all of the various intelligence indicators from that and doing some cool analysis. So lots to share on that front. Also as well, lots more of the same in terms of showcasing interesting samples that bad guys are using to break through security perimeters, and also interesting techniques that you can use to analyze this kind of malware, so you can kind of peel back the layer and see what's going on under the hood, and also upskill as well, and hopefully learn something a bit new also. But comment below and let me know what the kind of stuff is that you'd like to see on the channel, because I definitely read every single comment. I try to reply to them all as well, and your opinion really does matter to me, so please let me know what you'd like to see. Okay, so we're coming up to the close of the video now, and I just wanted to share with you some of the people on YouTube that have really influenced me and I continue to be inspired by as well. I remember when I started out on YouTube, and indeed before YouTube, just in the malware space, I was looking on YouTube for other analysis of particular samples, and I came across Carsten Han, aka Malware Analysis for Hedgehogs, and that really inspired me to get started, because Carsten's analysis of Locky was one of the first videos that I watched that was so relevant to me in the industry. I was looking at a very similar sample and I was analyzing it in a completely different way, and Carsten was just able to explain super complex topics in really easy to understand form, and that really got me hooked. And so big inspiration from Carsten's content, and I really thank you for that. OA Labs are another channel that I continue to be impressed by. Their level of knowledge within the guys at Open Analysis are insane, and also the Unpack Me product as well is fantastic, and something which has really helped me get to grips with some really tricky samples over the years. The PC Security channel as well, I really admire the quality that Leo puts out. Also the kind of knowledge that Hasherazade puts out as well has been awesome to kind of witness, and also the recent stuff that she's doing on GitHub for free within the industry is just brilliant to see that kind of level of contribution to the industry. Other people as well I get really inspired by the quality of their content. Network Chuck is somebody who is just astronomical in terms of following and capability and knowledge in the industry as well. And then someone I really admire from the bug bounty space is Sturk Frederick, who a lot of you will know and love, I'm sure. But if you don't, go and follow him on Twitter and also on YouTube as well. Puts out some amazing content in the bug bounty space, and his production quality is just insane. So really good stuff there. Great list of people to go and follow, and I'll link them all in the description to this video. Okay, so I guess what's left now is to share with you my top 3 tips if you want to get started with content creation on YouTube, in particular with respect to information security. Well, pretty simple really. The first tip I will give anyone who wants to start out: start before you're ready, because you'll never think you're ready, you'll never think you're good enough, you'll never think you've got the right knowledge to share with the industry, but the honest answer is that you have, and people will definitely benefit from what you know and what journey you're going on. So just start before you're ready and you'll be super grateful that you have. Okay, also second tip, keep it super simple. Start off with knowledge that you're comfortable with. You don't have to bamboozle everybody with science by coming up and learning some new complex topic and explaining that to the world, although feel free obviously. But I reckon in 10 minutes you can tell me something that I don't already know, based on your own current knowledge, skills and experience. So put that on video, share it on YouTube, and I'll guarantee you that people will find that interesting. And thirdly, finally, start with the equipment that you've already got. I started my YouTube channel using my laptop in my kitchen with my iPhone headphones and using QuickTime Player to record my screen and audio and hit upload to YouTube, and it costs next to nothing. So you can start without all of the fancy gizmos, the lighting, the cameras, all the rest of it. You can definitely start with what you've got, even if you're using your phone, etc. And I guarantee that you will grow and develop as a result, and you'll experience this really rewarding process like I have as well. So I guess that leaves me just to thank everyone again for this journey so far. 25,000 is a real milestone for me. Obviously, it's not quite the YouTube play button of 100,000. That's next on the goal list, of course. But I've really enjoyed growing the channel to this level, and the community that comes with it, and all of the good stuff, the positivity, the comments, the questions, the feedback, etc. So just keep it coming, and for as long as you guys keep it coming, I will keep producing content as well. So I guess that's it. 25,000. Here's to the moon.